Hello everyone, I am A.T. Talware. Uh, In this video lecture, I am going to explain the gas turbine power plant, that is Brayton cycle, derivation of thermal efficiency of Brayton cycle. This is lecture number 3 on unit number 4, that is B part, gas turbine power plant. Brayton cycle, that is, will consider ideal cycle for gas turbine power plant. So gas turbine usually operate on an open cycle. So here open cycle is shown here. It includes the compressor, combustion chamber, turbine. So fresh air is taken from the atmosphere by the compressor. It is compressed up to certain pressure. Then in the combustion chamber, fuel is supplied, and the combustion of the fuel and this it takes place in the combustion chamber, and high temperature, high pressure gases are formed after combustion, and that enters into the inlet to the turbine, where it expands and we get the net amount of work, that is W, net amount of work we'll get at the turbine shaft. Okay, so part of this turbine work is supplied to the compressor. That's why we call it as a W net, which is equal to turbine work minus compressor work, and the exhaust gases are released into the atmosphere. So that is the explanation of this, how this open cycle gas turbine, gas open cycle, Brayton cycle, that is open cycle, is explained. Then other type of Brayton cycle is the closed cycle model. Here the working fluid will circulated through the different components of this closed cycle gas turbine power plant, like compressor, heat exchanger, turbine, and the heat exchanger. So compressor and turbine has same function as that of the open cycle. Here in case of the open cycle, the combustion chamber was used. Now it is a heat exchanger, wherein the heat is supplied externally to the working fluid, and here in this heat exchanger the working fluid rejects the heat to the another fluid or surrounding. So heat will be rejected by the working fluid. So that is a Q out. So that is the difference between the closed cycle Brayton cycle and the open cycle Brayton cycle. Okay. So that is now the Brayton cycle is represented on PS plane and the PV plane. So it is shown like this. So this Brayton cycle includes 4 processes, and we are considering the all the 4 processes are the ideal processes. The actual processes are not considered for the derivation. So we assume that all the processes in this Brayton cycle are ideal processes. So this 1 to 2 process, 1 to 2 process is the isentropic compression. Isentropic means reversible adiabatic. So there is no heat exchange between the gases and the surrounding. So that is the isentropic compression, 1 to 2. Then this 2 to 3 constant pressure heat addition process. Then 3 to 4, 3 to 4. So this 1 to 2 is represented here, where S is constant, asymptotic process, entropy remains same. This same process on the TS plane, wherein temperature is considered on the y-axis and entropy is considered on the x-axis. So 1 to 2 process on the PV plane, S is equal to constant. 1 to 2 process on TS plane. So similar process can be represented here. The 2 to 3 constant pressure heat addition, 2 to 3 constant pressure heat addition. 3 to 4, it is a isentropic expansion, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 1 constant pressure heat rejection process, constant pressure heat rejection process. So these are the processes in the Brayton cycle, and the representation of these processes on the TS and PV plane. So you have to note that All four processes of the Breton cycle are executed in steady flow devices, thus they should be analyzed as steady flow processes. Now, the energy balance in order to find out the thermal efficiency, the energy balance for the steady flow processes can be expressed on a unit mass basis as net heat transfer plus net work transfer is equal to uh, change in enthalpy H exit minus H in. So the heat transfer to and from the working fluid are, so we know that from the basic formula, that is constant pressure heat addition, that is equal to H3 minus H2. So enthalpy at this point and enthalpy before after heat addition and enthalpy before heat addition. So we have to take the difference in enthalpy, that is equal to the amount of heat transfer to the working fluid, that is equal to Cp T3 minus T2. Similarly, Q out is equal to H4 minus H1 Cp T4 minus T1. The thermal efficiency of the ideal Brayton cycle as per the definition is equal to W net upon Q in, but W net is equal to Q in minus Q out as per the first law of thermodynamics. So we can keep that W net is equal to Q in minus Q out, and dividing this Q in will get 1 minus Q out divided by Q in is equal to 1 minus Q out is equal to, from this equation, Cp T4 minus T1. Q in is equal to Cp T3 minus T2. From this is equal to 1 minus, this T1 is taken common here, so T1 and in bracket this T4 upon T1 minus 1, and from the denominator also T2 is taken common. Now from the relationship for the reversible adiabatic process, the temperature ratio and pressure ratio are correlated by using this relation. T2 by P1 for the process 1 to 2 is P2 by P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So that is also equal to T3 by P4, that is P3 by P4 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So from this relation, we can find out the ratio T4 by T1 and T3 by T2. So just we have changed this T4 here and this T2 here. Okay. So rearranging the terms, we will get this. As we know in the previous slide, that is efficiency is equal to this equation. So as we have discussed just now. So here we can replace T4 by T1, T4 by T1, and this T3 by T2 are equal here. So we can cancel these terms right side. So we'll get 1 minus T1 upon T2. But T1 upon T2 is nothing but 1 upon this quantity, that is P2 by P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So that is nothing but the pressure ratio. So where Rp is the pressure ratio. So by keeping this, thermal efficiency of the Brayton cycle is equal to 1 minus 1 upon Rp raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So where Rp is the pressure ratio. Okay. Now if you plot this thermal efficiency in terms of this pressure ratio, as the pressure ratio increases, the thermal efficiency will increase, and the typical pressure ratio for the gas turbines varies from 5 to 20. So which parameters are affecting the thermal efficiency of the Brayton cycle? The thermal efficiency of an ideal Brayton cycle depends on the first pressure ratio Rp of the gas turbine and the specific heat ratio, that is K, that is the ratio of specific heat K of the working fluid. The thermal efficiency increases with both of these parameters, which is also the case for actual gas turbine. So a plot of thermal efficiency versus pressure ratio is shown in above figure. For we have considered K is equal to 1.4. So today we'll stop here. Thank you.